Hey friends, this is Reverend Jerry, the People's Priest, aka Father Jerry, and I am coming to you today with your Ash Wednesday message. I'm sitting here next to the fire because we don't have any power here in Texas. It's something like 1.4 million people are without power, um, and they're doing rolling outages now. It was at one point where people were going for days without any power. Um, and so if you hear any background noise, that's the sound of generators and things like that trying to go on to help people give power at least somewhat to the important things like the fridges and people who may have devices that they need to live, and all of that. So we are blessed in this house to be able to have this fireplace to keep us warm, and it's a beautiful reminder of the ingenuity of the human spirit, of the human mind, but it's also a great reminder that we have some blessings that others do not have, and so it's a humbling experience to be able to sit at this fire and be warmed up by it. On this Ash Wednesday, as we experience this world that we are living in, as we experience the great amounts of greed and selfishness that people have gone to great lengths to practice and to protect, as we contemplate what it means to enter into the season of Lent, I want to encourage you to keep a few things in mind. One, keep Lent light this year. Lite, but also Light. Keep Lent light. Make it, don't make it so burdensome. The world is scary. The world is cold. The world is dark. So lighten up your load. Lighten up your burden. Make these 40 days and make this entire year and life about lessening the burdens, about practicing mercy, practicing grace. And figure out ways in your life, these next 40 days, that you can practice those merciful acts, those acts that encourage us and other people to lessen the amounts of burden that people have to carry. On Ash Wednesday, we are often reminded that we are dust, and dust that we shall return. And there are different customs and traditions around that. Many people in Western English-speaking countries will take ashes and put them on their forehead in the sign of a cross or a dot or whatever the distributor will do for that. But in Rome and in some parts of Europe, they have never had that custom. Their custom is taking the ashes and sprinkling them on top of your head, and as a way of reminding the person that you are indeed dust and you'll return to it. And at some point, the dust of the earthen dust that we are all made from, will be poured over our heads at some point when we pass on into another reality. I like that practice. I wish we would have developed that practice here in the United States and in other Western countries. But as things go in different contexts, people manifest the faith differently. One of the great ways that Ash Wednesday has been revitalized in this country has been with the custom of adding glitter to ashes, to remind people that even in the midst of turmoil, there can be sparkle, there can be light, there can be beauty. And this creativity coming out of this dark place is a beautiful gift. We often think of darkness and coldness as the absence of, but in reality it's an incubator for. It's an incubator for possibilities to learn to love more deeply, to learn to be a people who are more quick to hug and to hold and to warm each other up. I have this little baggie here of ashes that you can't, you probably can't tell, but they have glitter in them. Um, and I'm reminded too by this custom of adding glitter that ash is scientifically not a new entity. That when something burns and turns into ash, it's not a new phenomenon. Our relation to it is different, and we call it a different thing, but in reality, um, it's actually the same entity, but in its most purest form. So when the fires of the world, when the fires of justice burn us down and refine us to our most purest form, it should call us forth into being more compassionate, more just, more loving, more other-centered, and less selfish, less greedy, less prideful, which is the whole purpose of this Lenten season, is for us to be challenged to grow more into these areas where our culture, our economy, encourages us not to do those things. We are incentivized in this country, particularly, to not be compassionate. In fact, we are told the more competitive you are at being domineering, at being exploitational, at being greedy, the better you are, and the more money we will give you, and the more titles we will give you, and the better positions we will give you. But in reality, it doesn't matter what your position is, because in the truth, the power lies in the people, right? And so, how are the fires of justice burning in your life that are refining you to your most purest state, so that you can then go forth and be Lenten light, Lite, lightening the load of those who are burdened, but also being light, Light, in the darkness. I think this is important, not just a play on words, but it's an important reality that this Lent, this year, after we've gone through, as we are going through this global pandemic, now this winter storm in Texas, where many people have died and are suffering, it is our job this Lent, for these next 40 days and onward. This Lenten practices should not die with Lent, but that they should go forth into new ways of being, new habits being cultivated. We need to lessen the burdens. And so this Lenten season, as you are being refined and burned down to your purest form, may it be to become more compassionate, more just, more loving, more concerned about black and brown people, about LGBT people, women, people with differing abilities. And may you, like the glitter in the ash, learn to sparkle. Take this dark time, this trying time, and turn it into an incubator to grow in creativity, to grow in generosity, to grow in what it means to be a more deeper, truer human in this world. And remember that we are dust, and we will return back to dust. So make this time meaningful, because we do not have a lot of time. So remember, dear friends, on this Ash Wednesday, through this Lenten season, and throughout our life is short, and we do not have much time to gladden the hearts of those who journey with us. So be swift to love, make haste to be kind, and like the phoenix who rises out of the ash, may you too rise above this trying time and become the people that we are called to be, a more just, compassionate, other-centered people. Amen. Happy Ash Wednesday and Lenten season. Remember, make Lent light. Lite, Light. Blessed be. Thank you, y'all. Have a great one. And keep praying for us in Texas. We need to get this situation resolved soon. Blessings.